Allah, 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 Allah. We can't claim anything. That's real reality. Reality is we don't even exist, if you want to go as far as haqiqah, that Mawlana Shaykh Nazim always alluded to when he would say we are shadows. We are not real. That we are existing by Allah's grace and mercy, by His power, by His light. If that is taken away from us, we cease to exist. So we come into this world and then we forgot that our own existence is His, to give or take, and that nothing we do is by our own power or might, or by our cleverness, or by our own ability, nothing. And Awliya had sat at the feet of great masters and they have purified them and raised them into becoming nothing, which is our original state. We are really nothing. We don't have an existence separate, alone. There is no ithnayniya. There isn't Allah and then there's us. Hasha. Cannot be. So Awliya have not only realized it by mind, but they are living it. They are living that reality that they are vessels. They no longer exist as egos. You know, the real shaheed, the real martyr, is not somebody who went to just a battle and fought, but is somebody who slayed his own nafs, his own ego at the altar of love, at the altar of love of Allah and His Prophet ﷺ. And the Shaykh is someone who cut himself off from all lowly desires and dunya desires. Those are the real shuhada, because they died before they died. They didn't wait until they go in the grave. They died in this world. And Prophet ﷺ said, if you want to look at somebody who died before he died, look at Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Look at that one. Our master, Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Ridwanullahi alayhi, who is Khalifat Rasulullah and our master in this chain. And the great masters of this chain are also like that. There was no Shaykh Nazim when you went to see him. When we went to see him, there isn't a personality called Shaykh Nazim Adil anymore. A long time ago, they gave it up, they shed it. And they became vessels of the prophetic light. They became vessels of that anwar, of those asrar, secret. So when you go and sit in front of them, when you are looking at their face, who you're looking at? Which nur is that shining from their eyes? Those are the Awliya Allah that have achieved this. And they have achieved it by annihilating themselves completely in the love of their Lord, in the love of their Prophet, in the love of their Shaykh. They had nothing left of themselves. And then they became servants to the Ummah. They became servants. And they saw themselves as servants. They saw themselves as nobody. Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, Allah raise him higher and higher. When he was speaking, he would say, I am sinful, I am no one. And it wasn't just lip service. It was a reality he's living. Because in that presence of their Lord, in the presence and magnificence of their Prophet, they saw themselves as nobody and no one. So the way is humbleness. The way, tariqah, is adab. It's humility. Sayyidina Abu Yazid al-Bastami, years, 30 years he's trying. He's trying. Then finally he asked his Lord, how am I going to reach you? I'm trying. And he had a hatif. He said, only way for you to reach me is by coming to me with that which is not in me. And Sayyidina Abu Yazid understood what's not in Allah is servanthood. Allah is Master, our Lord. Servanthood is not in Him. So the way is through servanthood, through humility, through humbleness, through service. It's not by claiming you are somebody or I am somebody. It's not by achieving stations and going up and going down and going Allah knows what. No. And that's the teaching of Sultan, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim. There's nothing but that. He didn't see himself. Anytime he spoke, it was Grand Shaykh, Grand Shaykh, Grand Shaykh. He saw Prophet ﷺ. Prophet once rise out of love, out of veneration, even at 92 years old.
Allah.
This is somebody who no longer existed. And those they taught and raised were also like that. Mawlana Shaykh Hisham, Allah raise him higher.
Ameen.
At the age of 26, he was in the will of Shaykh Abdullah Al-Faiz Dagestani. What were we doing when we weren't even alive? Most of us weren't even in this world. In 1973, Grand Shaykh passed. Grand Shaykh passed in 73. 1973, most of you maybe weren't even, and some of you were drinking milk still. Maulana certified him and his brother Shaykh Adnan, those two I'm happy with. And he asked them to put the will in his grave. Yeah. At the age of 26. Such personalities, 50 years on now,
Allah.
we're still looking and seeing an ego in them. We're still seeing somebody who wants dunya or somebody who wants, that's our own nafs we're projecting onto them. When we look at somebody like Mawlana Shaykh Hisham and we see anything wrong with him, he's reflecting our own realities. They're not his. That's the truth. Because they have been certified by Sultan as somebody who is a wali, somebody who is from the 313, somebody who is from the 40, somebody who is given titles Madad al-Haq. Mawlana's words are vain, are we take some what we like and we don't take what we don't like. That's who? That's the Yahud. They take some from their book, whatever they like, and they leave what they don't like. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called them in the Quran. But Muslims, no. Either we obey, either we listen, or we don't. Kubbar, kubbar, Prophet ﷺ said. Kubbar, kubbar. Your elders, your masters, give them the right. Man lam yarham صغيرنا ولم يوقر كبيرنا فليس منا. The one who doesn't have mercy on our young one and does not venerate and respect our elders, he's not from us. That is the reality. Reality is, the way is through humility, through humbleness, through service. Prophet ﷺ said, أَلَا أُخْبِرُكُمْ بِأَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ, who are the people of heaven? He says, yes. كُلُّ ضَعِيفٍ مُتَضَاعَفٍ. You want to know who the people of heaven? All of us, inshallah, want to be in heaven. But Prophet ﷺ is giving you, you want the requirements for heaven? Who are the people of heaven? كُلُّ ضَعِيفٍ مُتَضَاعَفٍ. In one narration, his clothes are ripped. Every week, meek, humble human being. In one narration it says, that person, لو أقسم على الله لأبر. If he make dua, Allah will accept. Prophet ﷺ was asking, he loved masakin. He loved the poor ones. And he was asking Allah to be with them in Akhirah. You know. And then Prophet ﷺ said, do you want to know who are the people of hellfire? He says this, كُلُّ عُتُلٍ جَوَّاظ. Every arrogant, rough, tough, harsh human being. Those are the inhabitants of hell. You think people who are soft and layyin and merciful and humble and respectful, those are the inhabitants of heaven. Not somebody who comes and my way or the highway, that toughness. No. That's not the way of our Prophet ﷺ, nor is it the way of our masters. Our way of our masters is to accept, not to deny. Mawlana Shaykh Nazim accepted everyone. If he didn't accept everyone, he wouldn't have accepted us in this way. Because who are we? Everyone knows themselves. Don't be fooled by the turban and the... No. We're sinful. If left to our own devices, we are lost. One has to admit. So this is our way. Our way is the way of softness, way of acceptance, way of not being judgmental. Who wants to be judged? You want to be judged? Allah is the judge. You want to partake with Him in that duty and judge who's good and who's bad and who's qualified and who's not and who's going to heaven and who's going to hell? It's your duty. That's from kibr. When somebody does that, it's from kibriya, it's from arrogance. Because who does judge people? The one who thinks he's better than them. Because if you're not better than them, how are you going to judge them? If I believe I'm not as good as all of you here, then I sit quiet. Because all of you, mashallah, are better than me. But if I'm sitting here and I think all of you are less and lower than me, then I sit, oh, that one, he didn't do that right. Oh, that one, oh, don't do that. Don't do this. I make myself judge and jury. That's arrogance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Al-kibriya'u ridai. Arrogance, kibriya, is my garb. Wal-'azamatu izari. And grandeur, azama, is my izar. We're not saying tamthil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above all tashbih. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. But He said, فَمَنْ قَاسَمَنِي أَحَدُهُمَا, the one who tries to partake with any of them, to share with me in those two qualities, أَدْخَلْتُهُ نَارِ, I will make him to enter my hell. It's kibriya. Why we have to? Oh, alhamdulillah. Everyone is better than us. 101 in tariqah is to believe everyone is better than you. At least believe it in your mind and hope that through the tazkiyah of the way, you will believe it in your heart. And you will actually live it. But that's the reality. This is the way. وَمَنْ تَوَاضَعَ لِلَّهِ رَفَعَ. You want to be raised? Humble yourself. You want to be lowered? Then claim something. That is the reality of tariqah. This is what our shaykhs have been teaching us. Nothing else. Shaykh Hisham, I'm with him 10 years traveling. This is all he teaches. He teaches love of Prophet ﷺ. Don't claim anything. Don't be anyone. And I know, because anytime you raise your head, Mawlana Shaykh Hisham, mashallah, he lets you know one way or another. Even I'm sitting here, I'm coming here, in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, Tawbah, astaghfirullah, but I'm thinking, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not make this it is a test. Anytime somebody gives you authority or puts you in a position where people may respect you, whatever, it is a huge test. Because we all have love of leadership. We all want to be somebody. We all want everybody to think of us, oh, he's mashallah, a very special one. But the reality is, no. You don't know. There's 124,000 awliya. Most of them are hidden, unknown. You don't know this person, Allah made him wali. Could be even hidden from his own self. You don't know. You have to respect everyone. Because you don't know. You don't know that person who you're right now sitting and judging and saying he's no good, he's going here, he's not going there. And Judgment Day, he'll be ahead of you by a million miles. Do you know that? You don't know. So why we're so sure of ourselves? Why we fight over things? There's no time. The only time is to spend. You have time to spare, say Allah, Allah. You have more time, say salawat. This is Aishul Akhirah. This is what you will find. Not busy ourselves with this one did and this one didn't do and this one is good and this one, no. This is from shaitan. Sayyidina Muhammad came to the tent and he was injured and he was the head of his tribe. And he arrived, Prophet ﷺ said to his people, to the Ansar, Qumu li Sayyid, stand up for your master. And if people sometimes by ishara, if he's telling the people to stand up for their leader who was a Sahabi, is it more befitting that all humanity should stand up for its master? Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ